Hi, this is Francisco Bijan from vitalcoaching.com. We are talking about raw food diets, and the topic for this video is get your protein fix when shifting to raw food. You know that protein is one of the key nutrients that you need to take in your system, and the question is, of course, when you shift to a raw food diet, what kind of protein do you get into your system? So I want to tell you a little bit what I have been experimenting with and what I feel works, and also the questions that I still have, because I still didn't find the final solution for that or the final strategy that I think would work long term. And I simply want to tell you what I discovered so far so that you can maybe learn from it and experiment for yourself further. Okay, so what I tried so far with raw food are a few different things. First, I tried some years ago to have protein shakes. Okay, I did that when I was, strongly building my body, building muscle, and I decided to try for 3 months, see what would happen. And the impact of having drinking these protein shakes, which are supplements, they are bodybuilding supplements, and they really worked. I mean, I could see the size increase in my muscle, muscle volume really increasing, and this really works. So it was a good positive experience. But at the same time, the problem with this kind of protein shakes is, first, it is relatively expensive, right? You buy maybe for a kilo of powder, which is going to last maybe 1 or 2 weeks. It's about $50, $60, $70 depending on the product you buy. So it's relatively expensive compared with other kind of food, other type of food. And the other thing is that it's heavily processed, and as you know, when you shift to a raw food diet, having too much processed stuff, I don't know if it really matches with what I want to do long term. So at the moment I'm not practicing that, but I tried for 3 months, and it was a positive experience. I'm not sure if I would encourage it to others, unless you are really within training for a competition, and or you are really into bodybuilding. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing that I tried, of course, are tofu or soya products. This works fine, great as well. Now the limitation that I have has to do with ethical concerns, and also what I heard about tofu, hearing about the fact that soya is not actually that healthy because it's genetically modified. And again, on that I don't have all the answers, so it's a question mark at this moment. At the moment I'm not eating much tofu or soya products, so I did put it aside a little bit, and again, that's a question mark. Another question mark has to do with fish and chicken. At the moment I'm not either eating fish or chicken. Every now and then when I'm invited somewhere, or somebody else cooks a meal, I will have some, but I don't buy it myself and I don't cook it myself. The reason why I don't is because right now I simply don't want to participate into the slaughtering and the killing of animals, whether poultry, animals, or fish. I think that fishing industries right now are kind of messing up with the oceans and sea life, and I simply don't want to sponsor that right now, but that's my own choice. Everyone makes their own choices. So at the moment I have a bit of a dilemma. It's possible that in the future I will go back to eating some fish, and but I'll let you know what happens then. The fourth thing that I've been experimenting with is with eggs, of course. This again has to do with industrial farming, and again I have a little bit of an ethical limitation there, something that I don't want to engage really into. So I try to limit the amount of eggs that I eat. Most of the times I eat them if somebody else cooks them, prepares them, but most of the times I didn't actually buy eggs in 5 years. So eggs are not part of the products that I actually get into my system. Something that I do use are yogurt and a little bit of cheese. So in the form of feta, for instance, I add yogurt to the salad dressings that I make, and also I have yogurt with fruit, for instance, as a snack in the evening, and this works fine for me. Another thing that contains proteins are beans, like lentils. And this, yes, I use it as well every now and then. I cook a little bit, not much, but maybe once a week it's possible that I will have some beans. So these are different sources of proteins that I have. Now I heard as well that the need for protein is a bit of might be a bit of a myth. In fact, maybe your body doesn't need that much. I'm not sure. You know, what is said out there in nutrition advice most of the times is that you need to get maybe 60, 70 grams of proteins into your system for you to stay healthy. I think that right now I'm below that, and I might get the feeling that I need to get a bit more proteins. But this is what I explored so far. Proteins, at the moment, it's one of the big question marks, something that I'm still working on and trying to find out the good long-term strategy to establish that in my diet. At the moment, I don't have all the answers, and what I share with you now is what I discovered so far. So if you have any input, any feedback on that, feel free to share, post on the comments, or send me an email on the topic. I'll be glad to hear your experience and advice. Take care and enjoy. Bye-bye.